Hi everyone, welcome to my very first video on this new YouTube channel. First game I decided to take a look at was one called Noble Fates. This looks to be a Rimworld type game, but with 3D stylized graphics. Let's take a read of what it says on the Steam page. Harness your demigod powers to lead a group from rags to riches in this 3D fantasy kingdom management sim with RPG elements. Command from the sky, or take control in third person to build, battle and rule. Navigate a world of interesting nobles, earn their respect, and decide their fates. So yeah, guys, let's take a look, see what it's like. Okay, so yeah, we'll start a new game here. You got the save name. I don't think it has any relevance on the game itself. Obviously, different difficulty levels. Easy will boost you in different areas. And there's a couple of scenarios. I've left it on the default one. It kind of follows a little story. And yeah, this is the kind of intro. I'll skip past this, but I want to just show you that it is here and takes you through a little description of what's going on in the world. And then you get onto the section basically where you create your tribe, like you would in Rimworld, but this is handled slightly differently. You basically select certain traits and principles for your tribe, and it'll kind of randomly generate 4 tribe members from these principles. You can select obviously the basics. Are they evil? Are they neutral? Are they good? What race they're going to be? Are they going to be all races? Are they going to be a specific race? I've kind of got to go with dwarves on this because I usually play dwarves on most games I play. So yeah, I went with dwarves with these guys. So there's just dwarves I'll get for my selection. You can also choose what kind of food they eat. You can be a cannibal. You can eat other races. You can just choose to eat meat or be a vegetarian. A load of different options. Now, this doesn't mean you can't eat anything else. It just means that they prefer to eat this selection you choose here. I think for this one, I'll go for the kind of cooked meat. Just kind of makes sense. I guess it's a bit normal. I didn't fancy being a cannibal. And I didn't fancy eating orcs. It didn't sound like they would taste very nice. And then you get a few other options as well. What the tribe are good at. There's obviously a lot of different options here, from mining to hunting. Being dwarves, I went for mining. And then you have some secondary and primary and secondary gear that you choose. So I kind of chose axes with these guys. And then I think I choose shields, because shields make sense for a dwarf with an axe and a shield, if you know what I mean. This section is basically where you select your tribe leader. I mean, they talk a bit about the story, they tell you what this little skeleton and crown is about. But you basically take the crown off its head once you've selected the leader. This is where you can inspect the different guys. They've got lots of different stats, what they like, what they dislike, what they're good at, what they're not good at, what alignment they are, what sex they're attracted to, and so on. You can go in and do full editing on this as well, so you can change how they look. You can also change the stats and the different traits on them. There's a certain amount of points you get to spend on each, so you can't make a super character. You can't have superheroes in this. There's probably mods out there that allow you to do it, but you're kind of limited to what you can select, which is a good thing. But yeah, there's a lot of different stats, a lot of different options of what they're good at. So you finally choose your guy, you check the crown on, and then I think they basically have a little argument between themselves, and you usually get one guy that leaves. You obviously choose your name, what your title will be. And it'll just say if they like you or don't like you or whatever. And then you choose your kingdom name. yeah, I mean, obviously you can put whatever the hell you want here. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it has any relevance to the game either. Yeah, and this is one guy wanting to leave because he doesn't like you. You can choose to let him leave with supplies or without supplies. And I guess you get a bit of a faction kind of bonus if you let him leave with the supplies. You might trade with him later and get, you know, better results trading or whatever. You might join a different tribe. So yeah, this is the game world. So let's take a look what's going on with this. As it's my first game, it's asking if I want to go through a tutorial. More like a guided experience, I guess. It asks you to do a certain task and just gives you basic instructions on how to do them. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice. This is the kind of game global world, as it were. You can see different tribes and different locations on there that you can visit at a later time. If you're used to these types of games, I mean, you got the same kind of thing. You got cut, dig, disassemble, farm in, and so on. I quickly start off here. I've played these kind of games before, so I'm building myself a little stockpile just to store everything in that I need. And I started chopping down some trees as well. Not paying too much attention to the guided experience at the moment, but we'll do a bit with that later on in the video. So yeah, you can speed time, you can slow it down, you can see the temperature and so on in the bottom right hand corner, what time of year it is and so on. And then yeah, you got your kind of kingdom overview there as well. So yeah, I guess one of the guided experiences is taking you through building your first house, and that's what I kind of do in this kind of brief overview of the game, is just get a house built and do what's needed to build the house. I mean, here they're asking us to cut down specific trees as part of the tutorial, so this is just go ahead and do it. But yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, if you're used to these kind of games, then I think it'll be pretty straightforward to get into, that's for sure. There does appear to be a lot of depth. But yeah, let's just crack on with the tutorial and see what happens with it. He's just got asking us to basically build the house now. As he says 4x4, that's fine. We'll see how this goes. And there's the structures, walls, doors, and roofs, and so on. Different types of material you can use for the structure as well. Looks like you start off with what they call ramshackle. The building is pretty straightforward as well. Couldn't be more easier, really. Everything snaps into place really well. And yeah, even the doors just replaced whatever walls you've selected already. And then the roof selection is also a lot easier than some other games I've played. And there we go. So yeah, obviously part of the tutorial as well is just getting you collecting more and more wood until the building's kind of finished. So we'll follow it through. But yeah, each of the guys will just crack on and carry on doing jobs if they're free to do the job. And it just takes you through gathering different types of material you're going to need for building. The next one was grass. There's obviously these little clumps of grass everywhere that you can just select and harvest. You can drag and select, or I think you can double click and select everything in the kind of viewable area as well. And there's lots of different types of materials hanging around the place that you can interact with, and I guess use for different crafting materials. This is just kind of an overview of what kind of food and drink was available. This is where it goes into quite quite depth, really. Your guys' beliefs, not necessarily just religions, but you know what they prefer, what they don't like. Part of what you were selecting at the start in the creation of the tribe. You know what kind of gear they like, what gear they don't like wearing, and so on. There's quite a lot there to it. Jobs, obviously very similar to Rimworld and other games where you can just give people priority in the jobs they do. Schedule is when these guys are awake and they're sleeping and they're eating, you can manually do all that. And this is the learning section, I guess, the knowledge section or research section, depending on what it's called in different games. A hell of a lot of info here. A lot of different research options to go through. I'm going to guess it takes quite some time. I never got to the actual crafting of the research benches or whatever in this game during this 30 minutes. But it looks like there's going to be a lot to it. Yeah, I mean, it does look like a nice extensive research tree there. This is another quick look at the world map. You've got different locations that I think you can actually go to and start up new settlements at, or move your entire settlement there. So just carrying on, just speed it up, get these guys building away, and hopefully get the building finished. It's obviously day and night cycle as well. And now I'm on the section where I need to build some beds for my guys to sleep in. So basically the tutorial takes you through kind of doing rush builds and stuff like that to help you if you need something built straight away. Then this is the way to do it. Which is kind of nice. You don't usually get that in the other games I've played similar to this. It just means you can quickly get things done when you need to. I'm assuming there's some kind of restrictions on it where you just can't do it all the time, or maybe it costs more materials to do. But I didn't really get into it that much. The game world is based on layers as well. Like you see, you can hide layers, and go up and down basically. I think you can mine into the ground. I'm going to guess that's where you possibly find materials and stuff like that later on in the game. Again, I never got to that part in the tutorial. I was just doing the basics: wood, grass, and that's really it for building this first property. You can obviously do lighting and stuff like that inside as well. I'm not sure if these produce heat or not. I never really got to look into it properly. Here you can check all the kind of needs and overviews of your guys, what their vitals are, what jobs they're good at, what items they're wearing, and a lot of other info. Like I said, it gets quite deep into what you can do in this game, so it's pretty nice like that. Just giving a go at manually controlling these guys with enlistment. Again, similar to Rimworld, where you can enlist your guys to attack specific things. I guess is probably the most used thing enlist is used for, and I guess it'll be in this as well. The tutorial section of the game now is just asking me to create a workbench. I never actually finished the workbench within the 30 minutes of this, but I did check it out later, and you can basically use it to craft basic items like stone axes, wooden hammers, and a few other items. So I'm still waiting for them to kind of finish building this house. It takes a bit of time. I guess if I was playing by myself, I'd just be having it on kind of full speed until it was done. I'm just taking a look here, kind of the routing and that the guys take, what jobs they're doing, so you know kind of what routes they're taking, what they're going to do next. You can see them, they'll go and he's going to go pick up a piece of wood next and then take it back to storage. It's quite nice being able to see what they do there. And I've got some visitors coming to the place, so I tried to see where they were coming from, but I couldn't quite see. But then when I get back to the base, they're already there, so I don't know how they spawn in there. I don't think they spawn in from the edge of the map or anything. And there he is in my little house, the guy with the blue name above his head. Don't know what he's doing in my house, but he's there. Just finishing off the building as well, just getting it finished. But I don't think the roof is finished yet. So he's wandering off under a tree for whatever reason. And now here I try and looks like I'm trying to move him around to do things, but I obviously can't interact with visitors like that. I can't tell a visitor what to do. But I can tell a guy what to do. And then they'll carry on doing what they were doing afterwards. So you can like left click them and right click on an item, say a piece of wood on the ground, go pick that up, and it'll force them to go pick it up, and then they'll carry on doing what they were doing. And as you can see, they've still not finished the roof yet. Yeah, I got another visitor. This guy's an elf by all accounts. A blue elf. And again, you can see their needs and so on. Just like they were your own guys. So now we're going on to kind of the tutorial section where it's asking you to gather food. Something I've already done, as you can see. So I've already selected the bushes and already done that just because I'm used to these kind of games. But you can forage the bushes, or you can actually cut the bushes down. I'm guessing cutting the bushes down is a bad thing. So you can trade as well with visitors. So I started playing around with the different trade options. Traded one item, so I'm going to try and trade with another person now, and make some money from it. I guess you can make a lot of money by selling them specific things. Looks like they got weapons there as well. Looks like they got different bonuses to the weapons and so on. So there's quite nice depth to that as well by the looks of it. And yeah, now obviously I made some money. Well, the left hand menu here is just, you can select certain events that are going on, your inventory, what animals are near your territory, as well as what people are near your territory as well. And it also looks like you might be able to colour the buildings as well to how you want, but I didn't get into that. Just taking another look at what kind of food I got available. And I've actually got some beds built now where my guys are actually sleeping indoors. But still without a roof. Also, if you drag over more than one type of item, you can kind of select what ones you want to select from that. So it was trees and grass on that one. I selected grass. So this next part of the tutorial is where you get to interact and talk with visitors to your little village. And you ask them different things and you learn stuff about them. As you can see, I click there, ask him about something. He says, oh yeah, he likes dwarves, but he dislikes axes. And you can interact further, and if I were to click I hate axes, you would then go on to another option and ask him something else. But here I just asked him if he wanted to join straight away, and he kind of goes, no, bugger off. As you can see. But if I'd went through that conversation a bit more and got to know him better, he might have said yes. So, this is getting kind of towards the end of the 30 minutes playtime now, so I thought I'd have a go and see what the combat's like. I got some people visiting here, so I thought, well, let's kill them, or at least try and kill them. So yeah, this is what the combat looks like, guys. It's actually quite surprising how bloody this gets. I kind of overestimated what would happen there, and yeah, they all jumped up and started attacking my main guy, so I quickly grabbed my other guys to come and try and help, but I think it was too late, and I think they're much better geared than I was. Look at all that blood. And they go on to attack my buildings then. So I think the combat in this game is going to be quite fun, actually. It'll be a decent one to get into. Yeah, I think my guys have had it. I don't know what he's doing to his nose, but he is covered in blood. So there we go, guys. That's my very first video done for a game called Noble Fates. I've just covered kind of a very 30-minute basic overview of this. It's definitely a game I'd want to get into. It seems like there's a lot of depth there. It's similar to Rimworld in a lot of ways, but it seems it's going to be a lot different as well. So yeah, I just want to say thanks. If you guys want to see more like this, please subscribe and like on this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.